ahead and chat me. We'll get you queued up. We'll start off today with Emily Giambalvo from the Washington Post.
Hey, Mark.
Hey, Emily.
I was just curious. I know it would have been preferable to kind of have all the festivities after a win, but in a way, do you think Christmas Eve or Christmas night helped you guys almost reset, get past what was a tough loss, maybe a little quicker?
Well, I think you got to celebrate Christmas. You can't be with your family. You got to be with your basketball family and celebrate it, win or lose, because it's maybe the most special day of the year because of what it signifies. So, yeah, it was good. We were pleased with how hard we played against Purdue. We felt better about ourselves. Obviously, we came up short and we wanted to make plays down the stretch and we didn't do it, especially on the defensive end. But I think that was a good night. I think Christmas night was a good night for us. And, we've been together. We were on a bus for 4.5 hours yesterday and coming to Wisconsin and meals in the hotel, just a lot of time together in the hotel. So it's been good. Make the most of what the Big Ten threw at you. And I think we've been able to do that.
And then I have a very unrelated question about James Graham. Sean and I were trying to figure out if you'd ever had a player come mid-year. So I was curious if you remember anybody who's ever done that and just kind of what the challenges are for a 17, 18-year-old to try to pick up the college game in the middle of the year.
Yeah, I think I had one at I can't remember. Maybe it was at Jacksonville State. I think we did it when I was a player at Kansas. We had a kid come at Christmas, Archie Marshall. But back then they had the red shirt, I believe. It was automatic. So, but it's difficult. Getting into league play. You've seen how our team's grown over the last 2 weeks. We've really grown. So there's a lot of growth that he's missed, just getting to know the guys and all that stuff. But he just wanted to get his career started. His high school season wasn't going to be what it normally would be. And so it gives him a chance to get here, start lifting with Kyle, learning the terminology, getting used to our practices and all that stuff. So it's good. What makes it even harder is I think we play every 3 days or 4 days, or whatever till like the middle of January. So it won't be a lot of practice time. So that doesn't help his situation either.
Lila Bromberg, Testudo Times.
Hey, Coach. Just, 4 of the next 5 games are against ranked teams. And like you mentioned, you guys are, getting to a point in the season where you're playing a lot of games in a little time. Just kind of how have you prepared a team from kind of just a mentality standpoint of, facing such a tough stretch?
Well, we don't think about it. All we're thinking about is Wisconsin. Then we'll get home, hopefully, after the game tomorrow night and figure out how to prepare for the next one. So I know everybody looks ahead. Maybe the players have, but we don't talk that way. We just, we're at a point with this team that we're just trying to get better every day, and we're trying to figure it out. And we feel like we've made huge strides, but we still have a ways to go. We have some guys that are individually getting better, which is helping our team. As a coaching staff, we're figuring out how to coach this team a little bit better. So it's really about that for us. It's been such a strange year to this point that, the games feel the same and all that, but just everything that led up to the season and has been different. So we're just, we're not caught up in, what happened yesterday and what's going to happen 2 weeks from now. We're caught up in what's going to happen today and trying to get better. And I know that's a coach's cliche, but that's really where we are. And as a staff, we've had a lot of time on the road together, just trying to figure out little things that we can do to make us better. Might not make us better by tomorrow night, but can make us better in the next couple of weeks. So that's really what we're trying to accomplish right now.
And how does game preparation or just kind of like the practice schedule adjust a little bit, on this road trip, not going home?
Yeah, so yesterday was a 4.5 hour bus ride. We did get up, watch film, walk through a few things before we left the hotel. Came here last night, had dinner, had a late night snack for the guys, did a few more things in the hotel as a team. Woke up this morning, did the same thing. Now we're getting ready to head to practice, but we haven't practiced since the game. And it's not an easy trip, traveling Christmas Eve, playing Christmas Day, the emotion of that, and then having the bus 4.5 hours to Wisconsin. So we won't practice as long as we might normally would the day before game, but we'll have to get some things done and be a lot more mental, a lot more walkthrough, preparing for tomorrow's game.
Wes Brown, Testudo Times.
Hey, Coach. So obviously you guys sort of struggled, with the 3-point defense against Purdue, and then Wisconsin's a good team also on the perimeter. Was there anything you saw in particular that you can maybe hot fix ahead of this game? Obviously, you talked about not being able to have much practice, but was there anything you saw that maybe a quick adjustment could fix, or was it just something Purdue?
Well, no, it's all fixable stuff. We give up 3 threes in transition, just laziness, not rotating quick enough to shooters. So we talked about that, showed them on film. And then we were late on some switches. And there was a couple guys that made threes we weren't anticipating making, and we had hands up. They had 2 step back threes. I mean, that's a hard shot for a college kid. And they made 2 of those. So a lot of it is just the way things are going right now at guarding the 3-point line for us. LaSalle made 14 against us. And, it's just kind of the way it's gone. So we know this team can really shoot it. Hopefully we'll be a little bit better in transition defense. Hopefully we'll be a little bit better of getting the shooters. And they got, everybody that plays for them, all 8 guys that'll be in their lineup tomorrow night can shoot threes and shoot them well. So they're over 40% of the team. So we'll be challenged, but they're also really good on the low post. So there's a reason they're ranked really high in the country. They're really, a good team. So hopefully we'll learn from film. Hopefully we'll play a little bit more toughness in transition. And if we do that, hopefully we can limit them to a few less threes or a less, maybe not so good percentage. Teams, the last couple of games are shooting close to 50%, 40-some% from 45, something like that from 3. We got to get that down.
Last question today, Marcus Washington making the cut.
Hey, Coach, Wisconsin does a really great job at forcing turnovers and taking care of the ball. What do they do so well? Their turnover to assist margin is 2nd or 3rd in the Big Ten. What do they do well offensively and defensively to cause those turnovers, yet still take care of the ball?
Well, they're long and athletic, and they play with their hands. They're really long, and Trice has great speed, but Davison's a fighter in there with his hands. Rivers is one of the best defenders. Watching him just grow over 4 years. And so they're just really good with their hands. And then offensively, they've run a system. These kids are old. We're playing against tomorrow. One's 24, I heard. A couple are 23. They've been running the same system for 4 or 5 years. They know it. And they've always been a low turnover team. And then when you're shooting the ball well and you're causing turnovers and you're not turning it over, it's a recipe for success. That's why they're 8-1 or whatever they are. It could be undefeated. They were free throw box out away from, being undefeated. So they're a good team, and we know that. And, we just want to get better between now and tomorrow night and play and compete. We really competed at Purdue, and hopefully that's the start of something. We were competing, but not like we fought on Friday. If we learn to fight like that, good things are going to happen for our team.
Thanks, Coach. Appreciate your time. We will have Reese